Hey, we want to welcome everybody to True North. If you're watching online, we're glad to have you with us there. Did you tell everybody to be quiet or something?
No, I didn't say anything to anybody.
I have no idea what happened. We're glad to have you with us. We have a lot to do tonight, a lot of exciting things happening tonight, so we're going to go right ahead. If you're visiting with us, you need to know that in a minute we're going to all stand up, and when we all stand up, we are going to have a 4-minute party. We're going to meet one another, get to know one another, and anybody that is a guest, if it's your first time here, we have some of our students. You guys want to come on up that are our students. Our students will be up here. All you got to do is come up and meet them. They got a Baskin-Robbins gift card for you if it's your very first time. Everybody else, would you silence your cell phones so that they won't be a distraction? That would be fabulous. And then when we all stand up, everybody is going to just meet one another. We're not going to embarrass our guests, but we'd love for you to come up here and get a gift card, fill out a visitor form. We're going to roll right through the night because we got a lot happening. You guys ready to go? All right, then let's all stand up and let's have a 4-minute party. Let's go.
All right. Would you like to do the introduction?
Chandler Maples isn't here today. He's at our friend's church because I guess he wanted to be different.
Traitor. All right. We're going to sing our song.
And then cry because Chandler Maples is
And then cry in honor of Chandler Maples.
Look how much.
Okay. Ready? When the 4-minute party is over and done, you have 4 friends, and they come sit with you because you have 4
chairs.
seats. You're still cool,
And the eyes of
in the eyes of Boo,
and the eyes of
Nah, in the eyes of guys dope shirts. Plug.
whatever that means.
In the eyes of, hey, come here, Isaac, come here, Alex, come here. In the eyes of Alex and Isaac, you are still cool.
Alex and Leipzig.
Yes, in the eyes of Chandler Maples, even though he's a traitor. All right,
In the
bye-bye.
eyes of Sam, he's right there.
All right, hey everybody, this might boost your spirits. It's time for Cedri's Joke of the Week. Cedri's Joke of the Week. I'm trying not to yell as much into the mic. I just know I yell because I feel like I forget I have a mic on. I'm sure people at home don't appreciate me yelling.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure people at home turn you down and turn me up.
Yeah, so maybe my mom will text me and tell me if I'm doing a better job not yelling. You know. Cedric, you got a joke for us. Let's hear it.
Yes, sir, I do.
Pay attention, guys. Here we go.
What do you call a bear that is left out in the rain?
Oh, because it could rain tonight. What do you call a bear? What do you call a bear left out in the rain?
A soggy.
Hold on, Blake. Do you know the answer?
A soggy bear.
A soggy bear. All
Wrong.
right, Cedric.
It's a drizzly bear.
All right. I don't know what's better, the joke or the unjoke-like way that Cedric tells it, like she's delivering to us horrible news. You ever notice that? She tells the joke like she's telling us something that's going to make us all very sad. Except when you go, hey. All right. Cedric's Joke of the Week. Hey.
Oh,
Sorry.
that was real bad.
Sorry. Can you hear?
Broke that microphone.
Can you hear? There's not many left. There's not many left. So we are working on a substitute. But a few lucky ones of you are going to get one of these. And how do you get one of these? If you are a year older. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the birthdays in the borough. Anybody got a birthday April 10th to the 16th? Come on up. Oh, Adley. Is that it?
Oh.
Okay. They live another day. Well, the Band-Aids do anyway. All right, Adley, how old are you? 13. You're a teenager.
Wow,
When did you turn
congratulations.
13?
You made it.
Friday. Oh, this Friday okay. So you're not a teenager yet. Almost a teenager. All right, everybody, we're going to sing happy birthday to Adley. How do I seriously forget that every single week? Now, wait a minute. Wait. Time out. For the record, I have not yet looked behind me. All I saw was Heidi's reaction to whatever is behind me. And it was horrifying. Heidi's facial Like, I seriously have no idea what the birthday boys are up to today. Heidi, is it terrifying or is it just really awkward? Kind of both. Is there a theme?
Hey, can we go ahead and sing? A crime is happening over here.
Hey, guys. You don't know. All right, I guess I'm just going to go ahead and try to figure it out. Oh, puppets. You all, is today Princess Bride Day? What? Is today National Princess Bride Day or something?
Can we hurry up and sing?
That's in February.
A crime is happening.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and sing. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and sing.
I'm being abused.
We're going to sing Happy Birthday to Adley. The way we do it in the NBYG is with 3 simple words, and those words are, You're still cool, and it goes like this.
Well, you're 1 year older than you used
Nice and loud.
to be, and you're still cool.
There we go. Oh, way to go.
Still
Charlie,
got it.
good
It's
job.
plain to see. You're still cool.
Nice, Charlie,
It's
bring it.
your birthday today.
That's why we're here to say, big finish.
that you're still cool.
Everybody say happy birthday. All right, very good. Abby, did you enjoy the birthday boys? Okay. All right, then if you enjoyed them, I enjoyed them. Okay. What was that? What was going on with that?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
You can.
Don't worry about it? Okay.
Yeah, you can tune in tomorrow and watch it.
Nope, I never have. Okay, we want to let everybody know a couple things. This Friday is Good Friday, and there are some Good Friday events happening in North Boulevard. We want to promote those. Blake, you know enough to know what's happening on Friday?
Yeah, so on Friday, there's going to be a Seder Passover dinner on Zoom at 6 p.m. If you don't know what the Seder meal is, tune in. And if you go on our website, they'll tell you everything that you need to participate in that. And at 7 p.m., we're having a prayer and worship night here. Sean and the praise team will lead a worship night here at the building. It should be really, really awesome.
The Good Friday services are always pretty powerful, so we want to check that out. And then coming up on Sunday, a few days after that, on Easter Sunday, lots of events are going to be happening. Some of you, I know, are participating in helping out with the children's ministry, which is awesome. We are going to have regular classes here in this building, but some of you, I know, are helping out, and they do need some teens to help out with some of the children's ministry events. So our class attendance might be a little low, but we'd love to have you here on Easter Sunday for class and to help out in the Easter Sunday activities. Helicopter drop's going to happen right out here, I think.
Yeah, right back there.
Around 10 o'clock. So check that out. Okay, we are going to move on to see what is next. And I think, oh no. I'm so thankful. This is the song from the Chick-fil-A commercials.
With the sofa that is some color, either red, green, or orange.
That's right. Well, we had to work on that because, frankly, I was getting way too tired of the. All right. Good job. Oh, now Lizzie's in on it. All right, on Thursday at 4:30 at Chick-fil-A on Memorial, Hope is going to be there at Chick-fil-A ready to study the chapter of the week with any of the girls that want to join. So there we go. Hope, here's a picture of all the girls that have been in a while. Let's get a new picture soon.
And a new song.
I mean, I love this picture, but a new picture would be great. And a new song. Let's move on. All right, everybody, if you have signed up to participate in our Mexico mission trip or the yet still potential Shiloh mission trip, on Sunday, April the 24th, we are going to have a missions meal. There'll be an email that'll be sent out tomorrow. An email will be sent out tomorrow that is going to have more information that you need. If you're participating in one of those trips, raise your hand. If you're participating in one of those trips, raise your hand. You'll need to look for that email and check that out. That's going to be on April 24th. All right, not everybody's doing that, but something that you might be more excited about is our next announcement. So Impact is coming up. Junior Impact. Let's just clear this up. Junior Impact is for those who have completed the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. Junior Impact, you have to complete the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. So if you're in the 8th grade right now, you'll go to Junior Impact. Next year, you go to Senior Impact. 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. Junior campers, if you got it, say got it. We'd love to have you go to Junior Impact. Senior Impact is for those who've completed the 9th through the 12th grade. 12th graders, you can go as a camper. You are eligible to apply to be a roadie, but those applications are already being submitted. People are filling those in. A lot of you want to go as a camper. Some of you like going as a camper. Some of you might want to go as a roadie. You can talk to one of us and we can tell you how to apply for that. But you'll be seeing more about Impact coming up. There's a $50 deposit that'll be due, and that's going to be some point early May. So listen carefully. We've already reserved our spots. You will submit a deposit. That'll hold your spot. And then once our spots are full, I can't get any more. We cannot get any more spots. So be looking for Impact. That's going to be coming up. All right, let's have some fun. It's time to look at our pictures of the week. Here we go. I told you in the text that there was an apology. There was an apology coming. There is an apology. I apologize. First thing I apologize is because our first segment is our Happy Face Pick Challenge, but I'm going to call it the Happy Face Picks That I Forgot Challenge. Happy Face Picks That I Forgot. Why do you think that is, Blake?
You forgot.
Why do you think we're calling it this?
Because you forgot to put them in the slideshow last week.
Yeah, I'm not making excuses, but I am giving you an explanation. Some of you that submitted them very early.
Well, we were getting an apology, not an explanation.
Yeah, you're getting both.
Okay. All right. Just making sure.
I put them into a folder called Happy Face Picks. Then others started rolling in, and I put them into 2022 Happy Face Picks. And when I went to put them all in the folder, I went to the second folder and forgot that I did not move them from the first folder anyway. It was not because I just didn't like your Happy Face Picks. Here's the problem. There's a chance that I've left some out of the apology section. If I did, then we're going to have a segment next week, which is I'm not setting up, that Happy Face Picks that I forgot last week as well. But here we go. Some that I forgot last week. Landon and Brady sent this one in. That was a good one. Good job, guys. Way to go. My apologies to you guys for leaving that one out. Then I thought they were the only one I forgot. I thought I only forgot one, and I felt so bad because Brady was like, "Did you not get that picture we sent?" And I said, "Oh, my goodness, the Smashville picture." Then I realized there were more that I forgot. Man, and it involved lots of people. And I thought, oh, no, I wasn't worried. I wasn't worried about Landon and Brady being mad at me. I thought they'll be okay.
Well, this group was filming while it was going to be shown last week. They're like filming.
Oh, my. Oh, wow. You found this out because I came up to you and said, we forgot one?
No, I watched their expression, and I was like, maybe we missed one. But
oh, okay. Well, it's not next because I forgot another one, too. I also forgot this one.
Oh, Eli.
Eli and Isaac. And Isaac, where's Isaac? Where are you? Isaac, if I were to expect one of you to be smiling and one of you to be sour, it would probably have been the other way around. No offense. Not sour, but like just, stoic. Stoic's a better word than sour. Eli, you look like you do not like being made to do this picture. Oh, sorry. There you are. Thank you. Thank you. What's going on here?
I'm not a big fan of giraffes.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought that was two asteroids that were hurtling towards you. Anyway, it's an old joke. All right, so you're not a big fan of like fake giraffes? What do you have against giraffes?
What about baby giraffes?
They're useless?
Okay.
Do you think giraffes are useless?
I don't know what they have used for.
I mean, I've never used a giraffe, but. All right, so then what? Hey, so what's going on here then? You're excited because there are no giraffes. Yeah, and now Isaac is sour. Isaac, you were excited about seeing the giraffe, and where'd the giraffes go? Did you get your money back from the zoo?
Did y'all get pet kangaroos when you went? Oh.
Did you what?
The National Zoo has a place where you can pet kangaroos.
Oh, okay. I thought you said, did you get a pet kangaroo?
I mean, maybe.
Like you're leaving the zoo and they're like, Would you like a pet kangaroo?
Kangaroos for adoption.
Here you go. All right, so there we go. And then there was one more that I forgot.
Man.
I wasn't upset about upsetting Brady or Landon or Isaac or Eli. Those guys are not very upsettable. I was like, they're going to be fine. They're generally fine. Eli, Isaac, were y'all upset when we didn't show it last week? You just thought he
didn't care about us. Yeah.
But then I saw one more, and I thought, oh, no. To upset like 10 girls and Ethan. I was like, Ethan, way to go. Going to the movies, like you had 10 girls. That was very, very impressive, Ethan. Here we go. Here's the other pick that we missed. Yeah, if you're in this pick, raise your hand.
There's another guy.
Yeah, I know. There's another, well, wait.
Cody.
Where?
Cody Benzema.
Oh, he's in the middle. Okay. Well, my apologies to Cody. I couldn't tell. I'm just wishing I knew the reaction of that lady that's sitting back there behind you all. Nobody was in that theater. Is this not a very good movie? What? Oh, is that already left?
Oh, that's why she's upset.
It was at the end.
I know why she's upset.
Why is she still there? Oh, something happens at the end?
No.
Okay.
That's why she's
okay.
upset.
Oh, say no more. I haven't seen it. Okay, so there we go. I think those are all the happy face pictures. So now I got to...
Oh.
Well, I don't know that I got it. Who supposedly sent it? Sarah O'Sullivan. Well, send it again to me, Sarah, and I'll show it next week. Oh, my goodness. I blew it. All right. Hey, what can pull us out of this horrible pit of despair? What about this?
Guess who?
It's another edition of Guess Who? Blake, would you like to remind us how Guess Who works?
You're going to see a picture.
Yes.
And their eyes are going to be covered.
Yes.
And you've got to guess who it is.
Yeah. Now, if you know, don't shout the name out. If you know who it is, just raise your hand. Don't whisper it. Don't say it. If 10 people whisper it, we'll all hear it. Just raise your hand. Last week's Guess Who, an adorable picture of Cooper Grubbs.
Yep.
It was adorable. Hey, if you have a picture you'd like to submit for Guess Who, you can send those. Maybe weeks before we get to it. Maybe next year before we get to it. Or if Sarah Sullivan sends it to me, who knows? I may never see it. I'm really sorry. What was it? Was it a bunch of people? Are you going to send it? Okay. That was I'm not giving anything away, or I'm not talking to you anymore.
Both.
That was
the head turn.
You
was
are
I'm
dead.
not
You are
to
dead
anymore.
to me. I've seen the Sarah Sullivan head turn before. I'm already intimidated. I don't know that I can continue on with True North anymore. Here's your picture of this week. Here's the Guess Who picture this week. Raise your hand. Wait. Raise your hand if you know who it is. Raise your hand if you know who it is.
There's 3 over here to the left.
We only have 3 that say they know who it is. Does anybody know who this picture is? Are there any adults in the room that know who this is? It's hilarious that there are no adults in the room who know this is.
Uh-oh. Andrea Bolden
There's
knows.
one adult. All right, who is it, Colin?
It's Maddox.
It is, in fact, Maddox Bolden. There you go. And Maddox, we're not going to take time to bring a mic to you, but just tell us what you were doing here.
I was at Disney and I thought I was Spider-Man, so I was finding a tree.
Yeah, there you are. Spider-Man. There you go. Okay, all right, that's how you play Guess Who. Now, another, not really a segment, but just a picture. How many educators are in the room? How many educators? Raise your hand. No, seriously, we have 1 educator, 2, just 2? I thought we had more than that.
We have 4.
3. All right.
It's 4.
Man, I don't, if it's making these 2 laugh that hard, I do not want to know what it is. I don't want to know what it is. Here's a segment I'm calling Truth. Truth.
Or
As some of you know, April 15th is National Titanic Remembrance Day, in which we remember the 1,500 people who lost their lives. But on a lighter note, it's a terrible segue. Here's this picture. Here's this picture. Yeah. And then here's the rest of the picture. Is that accurate? Is that accurate, Lizzie? Is that about right? Is that what you feel? All right. You're doing your best. You're doing your best. I'll move on. Oh, I'm excited about this. Guys?
Nope.
Yeah. You want to tell us how nope works? You've not seen these, by the way, have you?
Nope.
Nope.
All right.
No, I have not seen
How does
these.
nope, in general, how does nope work?
Nope.
All right, hold on. We get it. It's funny one time. Go ahead.
It's just something that happens and you say, I don't want to be a part of that,
Yeah.
essentially.
Maybe you would.
Maybe you would.
I'm curious to know if there's anything in here you would say yep to.
Okay. Well, we'll
There
see.
might be some you would say yep to. For example, everybody, what about Peeps flavored Pepsi?
Nope.
If you say nope to Peeps flavored, raise your hand. Nope. Okay. All right. What about Heinz baked beans pizza?
Nope.
There's no way.
Heidi's making the same face she made to the birthday boys.
Hey, but just think,
All right.
it's with cheese.
I wish I had a picture of Harper's reaction too. Harper's reaction was great. You're not a big fan of this. Okay. Nope. All right. What about pizza cotton candy?
Nope.
No, there's no way.
I just want to watch Heidi's reaction. Okay, I forget what's next. Oh, Swedish fish Oreos.
Nope.
Who would say yes?
I mean,
Okay. All right, here we go.
we're gonna try.
What about Choco Chicks?
Nope.
Chicken legs covered in chocolate.
Spicy chocolate chicken.
Anybody? Why? It's like, I don't know.
Man,
Okay.
if it was at Clearview,
What
maybe.
about what?
Nope.
Oh my god.
Nope.
Oh my. Hey, what if I was at the zoo though? Like you're at the zoo.
To wipe or not to wipe? That is the question. You're just in the stall. You're like, you know what? I'm good. I'm going to walk a little funny the rest of the day, but it's okay. I should move on before I get myself in trouble or get a phone call from my mom. What's next? What about high heel Crocs?
Nope.
All right. What about pumpkin pie soda?
Nope.
What about peanut butter and jelly soda?
Nope.
Or buffalo wing soda? Maybe bacon soda? Sweet corn soda. Now, Ethan, you've cheered all of these. Honestly, you try all those? What about the last one? What about ranch dressing soda?
Nope.
No. I wouldn't either. All right, there you go. That was our segment we call.
Nope.
Jolly.
Okay. Here we go. Oh, phone photo fun. Yeah, I spelled it wrong. What did he say? Yeah,
Oh me.
it was better than the alternative.
Yes.
All right, here's how this works. So listen carefully because I'm going to give you all a challenge. We have a lot of events coming up, Blake. We have Impact
Impact
and we have Camp,
camp before Impact.
and those things are expensive.
Yeah, they are expensive.
Those things are expensive, everybody.
Thank your parents when you get to go.
So listen, some of you have already signed up for camp, so you've already paid for camp. Impact, though, a guy and a girl. We're going to give, you know what? Let's do it this way. What if we make it, we just raise the stakes here. A junior camper guy and a junior camper girl, a senior camper guy, a senior camper girl. That's 4 people. How many? 4. 30 nbyg bucks each. 30. You can get $30 off of Impact if you make your own version of this that is not one that I say I've seen online. You got to come up with your own. It's got to be original. Now, hold on. You haven't, Colin, this is not the Colin Skid dialogue moment. There's a guy on Instagram that takes scenes from movies or characters on his phone and he inserts them into regular situations. Have you ever seen this done?
I don't think so.
So he'll get a picture of some movie,
Yep.
and then he'll go and then he will go to a place in nature or in a city or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And he will just hold the phone
Yeah,
up.
I've seen this.
Okay. I'll give you some examples. There's a lot of them. We're just going to do a photo dump right now of all of these pictures. Sit back, play the music mic, and watch how these work. There you go. There's one right there. All right, good. They get better. They get better. You can applaud the ones you like the best as you see these here. We're just going to keep going through them. Here they are. Good. Yep, clever. So now you get the idea. All right.
That's funny.
I'm curious which one is going to get a seriously big response. Okay. That was good.
Oh, wow.
That's
That's
clever.
pretty good.
That's clever. All right, that's the loudest so far. I'm sorry. That made me laugh. That's like two of my favorite things in one picture. That'd be an unbelievable place to go. Pete, wouldn't you love to go there? That'd be great. All right, here we go. Yeah, that's nice. Okay. Okay. Are we just saying yeah, or are we legitimately looking at pictures? There's just too many of those. I can't do it.
Oh, that's cool.
That one's good. I like that one. Okay, all right. Okay, that was nice. Oh, sorry, Eli, sorry. That may be one of my favorites. Not that one. It's good. I told y'all there was a lot of these. That's clever.
That is cool.
All right. Not bad. That one's good. I think we're down near the end. There we are. There's a couple more. Maybe. Oh, that was good. That one's good. Wait. That one you all loved that one? All right, there we go. That was photo fun. Hey, so we want to see your best one. So you've got to get one from a movie. Do one just like that. You got a week. You have a week to make one.
Yeah.
And then we'll get a panel of judges. We'll get Vicky and Hope, Blake and myself, Linda Henson. We'll get people and we'll pick our favorite one. But you may only submit one per person. You may only submit one. So don't send me 15. Speaking mainly to the Priestleys. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. Send me one picture. Send us one picture, all right? You get an idea, send one. If you have more than one idea, tell your family which one is best. And send one of those. Okay, last picture.
Yeah.
Baby Sam Chapin. And here's our baby Sam Chapin picture of the week.
Oh.
It's Easter. It's the Easter edition.
Hey, you should see how he dressed today for his thesis defense.
Okay.
It's very much like that.
Very good. Did you look like this?
Pretty much.
Okay. All right.
Just like that with a wig.
Okay. Was this Easter Sunday or was this a wedding? Was this the Lynn? What was it? Homecoming.
Spider-Man.
Wow. Started early. Very nice. Okay.
Wow.
There you go. All right. We do have one more picture, everybody. We have something that is, in fact, a big deal. It's been a while, obviously. It's been a while since we've had a big deal. Okay, now Blake, you know what this is. You do know what it is. We talked about it. A challenge.
Oh, yeah.
Now listen carefully, guys. because you have an opportunity for real good here. We have an opportunity to build some real momentum and an opportunity to raise some money for Ukraine.
And break some records.
And break some records, that's right. Adults, you should pay attention as well because you could play in this as well. Having a conversation last night at a D group with Corson Boyce. Here's Corson. Corson is over here. There's Corson. We're sitting there with Corson and we're just talking about life and all kinds of things. And for some reason, the subject of haircuts came up. No idea why. Haircuts came up, and I just said, "Hey, Corson, I wasn't mad. I just said, are you ever going to cut your hair?" He said, "Maybe." I said, "What would it take?" And he said, I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I don't know. I said, "Well, let's make it a thing." So Corson agreed to this, by the way. We didn't force him. He did agree to this. Okay, good. He gave a thumbs up. Good. I was glad that he didn't back out. Now, this is where you come in, because I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know that I'm speaking, maybe I can speak on behalf of both of us. You may have more confidence than I do. You all have proven me wrong before. You've proven me wrong before. But here's a challenge that I don't know that you all can. This may be the one thing that the NBYG runs up against and is like, I don't think we can pull this off. But maybe you can. Corson said you'd have to get like a lot of people, to come to True North. We'd have to get like a lot of people. I said, all right, what's a lot of people? Well, we decided that Corson will cut his hair to the length of Maddox Bolden's hair. Maddox, stand up. Corson will get a Maddox Bolden. I mean, not exactly. He won't go and just say, "Hey, give me the Maddox Bolden." But he will go get his hair cut. Now, everybody's excited about this idea because we're like, most of us have never even seen Corson. I mean, even those of us that are looking at this picture,
honestly, I don't know that Corson's ever seen any of us.
Right. That is exactly right. That's actually the most I've ever seen of Corson, I think, in a long time. And I love it. I love the hairstyle. But here's the deal. Corson said he will cut his hair, Maddox Bolden length, if we can get 300 teenagers. 300 teenagers to a True North before the end of this school year. So listen, Blake and I discussed this on a long walk today, trying to decide how to do this. Because we have done this on 2 occasions in the history of True North. We had close to 450 teens, but that was when we had Lee Strobel here speaking, famous author and Christian apologist Lee Strobel. And then we had the most we've ever had in here, ironically enough. I see Mark Jones, Daniel Jones fan. When Daniel Jones' brother David Jones shared his testimony, which may happen again at some point in the future, that is the largest crowd that we have ever had in this building, in this room, is when Daniel's brother David shared his testimony. And nobody in this room, unless you're related to them, have any idea what I'm talking about. That's the biggest crowd we've ever had in this room. For a True North gathering, and maybe for any gathering. But on a regular True North in 2015, the beginning of the 2015-16 school year, before I think you all were in the youth group, and maybe the seniors were, no, we decided they weren't, were they?
No,
we decided they were not in the youth group.
Ellen Strickland says no.
Okay, then she knows.
She knows.
Okay, you might have been. Okay, all right, very good. That we had 287 teenagers. Just teens, not counting adults. We had 287 teens for the first True North of that year. And then we've hit 270 a few times. I don't even know that we've ever hit 290. But I think we had 287. Am I wrong? Did I give you another number today?
No, those are the right numbers.
Those are the right numbers?
Yeah.
Okay. So, it can be done. It can be done.
Yeah, but to that point,
Yeah.
the last 3 weeks, thanks, Bill, can't find another one. We've been at 139.
Yeah, we had 139
people.
like 2 weeks. I'm like, Bill, come on. Somebody went to the bathroom, I'm sure. Did you count twice, Bill? No. No. Yeah. No, we don't want the numbers fixed. We want them real. But last week we had 139, which is the most we've had at True North in the past
post-pandemic era.
Yeah, post-pandemic and even a little bit pre-pandemic. But we had 139 people, which is the largest one in 2 years. And Blake and I both commented, the energy in here last week, just I don't know about the rest of you guys, for the first time it felt like it just felt like pre-pandemic energy. Not just size, but it just felt really good. You guys did a great job last week of worship and laughing and energy. It was a lot of fun. But to get 300, you guys realize what that's going to mean.
It means you have to bring like a person and a half, or two people.
You might get arrested if you bring a person and a half. But if you found 2 friends, round up. Because if everybody that came last week brought 1 friend, that wouldn't do it.
Yep.
You know, if we had 140 and everybody brought one, and you all came, we'd have 280. See, I can do that math in my head. And we'd only be 20 short if everybody brought. But if some of you said, I'm going to bring my teammates, or I'm going to go and bring 2 people. So here's the situation, guys. Listen carefully. We're going to promote this one more week. Be great if you'd invite a friend next week. But we have set the date. We've set the target date for 4/27, April the 27th. That's in 2 weeks. Not next week. Not on April the 20th, April the 27th. We're going to go for it, and we're going to see if we can get 300 teenagers, and Bill's going to count 3 times. We'll stand everybody up, and we'll count, and you'll sit down to make sure we have everybody in the room, counting Zach in the back and Alex, who's wandering around. We will, we're going to count everybody. Now, I'll admit, I think it's not impossible. I just think that it's not very likely. How many of you think there's a good chance you all can engineer this to work this out and pull this off? You really feel like we can? Okay. All right. You really,
Yeah.
you're just saying,
No, I think we could.
Okay. All right. You're going to have to invite people that you normally don't invite, and not the people that are sitting with you now. But if we get 300 teens in this room, Corson will go to the barber, and Corson's going to get his hair cut. Are you excited about that, Corson? All right. But we also said this, and this is the exciting part. I know this is a long announcement, but it's a challenge, not an announcement. Corson said, let's also make sure something good happens. So we said, okay, any dollar over the amount that we raised to pay for our food. So if our food costs, $250 that night, once we raise enough money to pay for the food, every dollar over that, we're going to send to EEM, not just for Bibles for Ukraine, but for Ukraine relief for families. So every dollar. So if anybody gives any money over that on that night, on 4/27, if you say, I'll bring my food and I'll give my $5, but I'm going to throw in an extra $1, or I'm going to pay for my friend and I'll pay $10 for them, or you want to give us whatever you want to give us. If anybody wants to match what we make, you can do that. Every dollar over that's going to go to Ukraine on April the 27th. We have 2 weeks, not next week, but in 2 weeks. Everybody got it?
Got it.
Maybe we can do it. I'd love to be proven wrong. We're going to try to set up 300 chairs. We're not going to pray for rain and then forget to take our umbrella out. We're going to set up 300 chairs out here, and we're going to see if we can fill them up, okay? You think it can be done?
I think so.
Any advice on how they can pull that off? What would you say about that?
If you're on a team, I think this would be the easiest. You're probably coming for practice. Just tell them, like, hey, there's food already waiting for you. And then most of the time you eat as a team. And then they hang out and stick around. And band practice, same thing. If you're in theater, same thing.
Yeah.
That seems, maybe
The
it's
question
easier
is-
to say than do, but that feels pretty simple.
The question is, are we going to order food for 300 teenagers? Probably not. So you're going to have to show up early if you want to eat, because we don't want to lose money and then it be defeated. But you need to start inviting people now and say, hey, on this date, this is what's going on. Would you come with me on that night on 4/27? Corson, do you think they can do it? You think it can happen? Okay. I like how Corson answers in signs all the time. Not only have we seen him, we've also never heard him, except at Winterfest. But that's another story. All right, so April the 27th, we're going to promote it for a couple of weeks. We'll see if that happens and we raise all that money for Ukraine, that will be a big deal. All right, Mike, take us right on to the 2T22 slide, please. At least I think that was that was the next thing. We're going to go to the 2T22 slide and share with you a reminder that we are going through 52 chapters. Really quickly, I want to introduce you to, I think it's 7 people, it may be more, but 7 people texted last week before I got home from True North and said, you know what, I'm going to do the 7-day challenge. If you are one of those people that said you're going to do it, or maybe you're just saying, I'm going to do it, and even you're not in the text thread, would you mind standing up real quick? Just stand up if you're one of those folks, stand up. There's 7 people around the room that are going to be doing that. Can we, Ethan, in just a minute, I may want you to run this mic to a few folks. Okay, I'm going to turn it on. You can just hold on to it for a second. And Ethan, nobody's rehearsed this. I did tell them that I might ask some questions of them. Would you just tell us what is this 21-day challenge in your own words?
It's an experience to learn more about the chapter you're in and a little bit more about yourself also.
Okay, so you're going to, Kaylin, pass the microphone to Kaylin. Kaylin, what's the specific challenge? For 7 days, you got to do what?
There's a different thing that we have to do with the chapter that we're reading, one for every 7 days of the week, and there's a different chapter every week.
Okay, so we have 3 chapters over 21 days, because it's a week, so 21 days, 3 chapters. And there's 7 different things you're supposed to do to interact with that chapter every day. And you all said, I'll take on the challenge to, in fact, see if I can do this for 21 days. Nobody's a failure if they don't do it. Nobody is a failure if they miss it. Nobody should feel guilty. Most of you, if you read the chapter once, we consider that a success. I will say this, if you don't read the chapter at all, you should feel bad. If you, I have no qualms saying that. Like, that's just being lazy. If you can't do all the 7 things, we get it. If you read the chapter 3 times, that'd be awesome. If you just say, I'm going to read it 3 times a week, that'd be great. The chapters, how many verses is this particular week? It's like 32 verses or something like that. It doesn't take long to read it. So, Caitlin, you've now done this for 4 days, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Would you give us one story of something that you thought, you know what, I was blessed by doing this? Would you just give us one story, please?
Well, I think it was maybe yesterday that I realized it's kind of like when we have quiet time at fall retreat or girls retreat or stuff like that. I always have loved that so much, and I'm like, wow, I wish I could have this at my house and when I'm not at retreats. But kind of setting an alarm for a certain time daily and having that time to be in the Word with something specific to do with no distractions has kind of brought that quiet time into my own house, and I really have loved that.
Okay, awesome. I'm trying not to blow up everybody's phone with the whole youth group by sending everybody a reminder, but I am trying to send a reminder to these 7 folks with their permission to say, we're just going to try to remind you, hey, today is Wednesday, so it's time to share the text. Or tomorrow is Thursday, and on Thursday you're supposed to read the text with a friend. So, Knox, is there a story that you have at all of the past 3 or 4 days of something you're like, you know what, I normally don't do this, but I did interact with the text in this way, and here's what happened? Do you have a story? Can you think of one?
Yeah, well, Monday, my D group meets every Monday, and we made a specific commitment to read it together on Monday. So that was just a huge blessing to read it together and talk about like what we gained from that. So to have that consistently every week is just a great.
Okay, very good. Is there one other of you that has said, here's something that I've learned in doing this? Who's got one? Alexa's got one. Knox, would you mind bringing the microphone over to Alexa? Let's not throw it. And Alexa, share with us one thing that you have learned by doing this over this past 4 days.
So I don't necessarily have like a specific story, but just over the past few days, like I've kept what I've read and like heavy on my mind, and like maybe when one of my friends will say something negative or just not like maybe not like non-Christian or like not good but just not very positive, like I always try and like turn it to a more positive way, and I've tried to share with people more about like what you taught on Sunday, like with the meaning of life and stuff, and just tried to share with them like how they can solve their problems like with the Lord and things like that. And
Okay.
It's just put a lot more in my head because I've read the chapters.
Okay, awesome, very good. The goal of this is not to be a Pharisee and be legalistic and say, you better do this or you're a disappointment. That's not it at all. We just want to see for 21 days, Monday, can you do this? Tuesday, and then Thursday is read with a friend. So all these folks tomorrow should be thinking about friends they're going to read out loud with, and we're going to read it out loud on Thursday. On Friday, they're going to journal about it somehow. Saturday, they're just going to read it, and then Sunday, get a new chapter. They will have made it through 1 week. And tonight, we're going to talk about the Tuesday assignment here in just a minute. So you can go ahead and bring that mic on up here, and we'll turn it off. We're going to get our singers to go ahead and get in place. We're only going to sing a couple of songs tonight. Everybody else can have a seat. Thank you, guys. We're going to sing here in just a moment. And I want to prepare everybody. I'm going to then, for our teaching tonight, I'm going to ask a lot of you. The success of tonight is going to fall on many of you. Nobody will have to talk. I'm not going to point at anybody and say, stand up and answer. Nobody will have to talk, but it will depend on you. So if you're ready to maybe step outside your comfort zone and say, oh, yeah, I'll try to get my mind ready. Say, I'm ready. Not everybody's got to be ready. That's totally fine. But you'll be blessed by those that are willing to do that. So the chapter for this particular week should look familiar to you. Luke 15. You got a sentence or two about Luke 15 and why this has been a blessing this week.
Man, it's one of those. I think it's one of those 5 that we talked about during that series. If this is one of the 5 chapters you have to know in the Bible, if this is one of those chapters that you can only get to take with you, this is almost got to be one of them. It's a great chapter to read with a friend on a Thursday, but realizing that there's just a beautiful moment in the parable of the lost son where the father is running to him because he's forgiven him even before the son has gotten his apology out. And it's supposed to be, this is who God is. And what a blessing to know that we serve and love and obey a God who has already forgiven us and loved us way more than whatever an apology would ask of him to forgive.
Yeah, good. Thank you. Lord willing, tonight, if not tonight, next week, one of the next 2 weeks, we're going to talk about this chapter again. We just did a long series about it. We're going to just go back and revisit one part of it. I'm going to ask something pretty cool of you that was such a blessing with a D group earlier this week that I thought you all can do a good job with this. And then I'm going to share a pretty personal story from my life that is one that I only tell about every 6 or 7 years so that everybody in the youth group can maybe get a chance to hear it. I don't know that we'll get to it tonight, but it'll be tonight or next week. But it is a personal story. It's not one that I love telling for several reasons, but it's one that I promised God that I would tell. And if you never got your 2T22 sticker and you want to get one, if you never got one, they're free. If you got one and you need more than one, you can give us $1 and you can take one of these and put these somewhere to remind you, hey, I need to read that chapter. Put it somewhere. If you want more than one sticker, we do have plenty of them. Just help us out. If you can give us $1. If you want one and you can't afford one for $1, we'll give you one. That's not the problem. So you guys prepare your hearts and get ready. We'll turn the lights out. We have some folks praying over the prayer request in there. We're going to sing a couple of songs tonight because I want to make sure we have time for you to do what I need you to do. Okay, let's all stand up and let's sing together. Hide me away, O Lord. Hide me away, O Lord. In the day of trouble, beneath the shadow of your wings. Hide me away, O Lord. And give me your peace, O Lord. And give me your peace, O Lord. In the day of trouble, beneath the shadow of your wings. Give me your peace, O Lord. And safe in your dwelling place. I'll be safe in your dwelling place. In the day of trouble, beneath the grace our hearts always hunger for. Oh, our hearts always hunger for. Counselor, Comforter, Keeper, Spirit we long to embrace. You offer hope when our hearts have hopelessly lost the way. Oh, we've hopelessly lost the way. Almighty, infinite Father, faithfully loving your own. Here in our weakness you find us, falling before your throne. Oh, we're falling before your throne. You are the one that we praise. You are the one we adore. You give the healing and grace our hearts always hunger for. Oh, our hearts always hunger for. So 139. 139. Create in me a clean heart, oh God, and renew a right spirit within me. Create in me a clean heart, oh God, and renew a right spirit within me. Cast me not away from thy presence, O Lord, and take not your Holy Spirit from me. Restore unto me the joy of thy salvation, and renew a right spirit within me. Create in me a clean heart, oh God, and renew a right spirit within me. Create in me a clean heart, oh God, and renew a right spirit within me. Cast me not away from thy presence, O Lord, and take not your Holy Spirit from me. Restore unto me the joy of thy salvation, and renew a right spirit within me. One more. Create in me a clean heart, oh God, and renew a right spirit within me. You are holy, and you are mighty, and you are worthy, worthy of praise. And I will follow, and I will listen, and I will love you all of my days, and I will sing to and worship the King who is worthy. I will love him, adore him. I will bow down before guys. Good job. Okay, going to go right into it. And in just a minute, I am going to ask some of you to help. And it's not going to be to answer trivia questions. I'm not going to test your Bible knowledge. It's not even going to be to recall events from Scripture. But it's going to be to speak from your heart. Not everybody's going to want to do that. I'm not going to make anybody do it. But I know for a fact some people are ready to, because they told me, yeah, I will share. And I think it'll be cool. Either tonight or next week, or maybe both, depending on where we get tonight. I will share something from my own life that I think is significant, that I think people need to hear. I just don't know if we'll get to it tonight, but we'll at least get to it tonight or next week. One of those two, I can promise you, unless the Lord comes back, and then nobody will care. Back in the fall, we did a series called 15. Some of you remember that series. It was a series that we spent 6 weeks looking through this particular chapter. We did that series before we ever really intended on doing the 52 chapters that everybody should know. But as Blake remembered and mentioned, that we said if you could get 5 chapters to take with you on a friend that has a country that didn't have the Bible, and they told you cannot come into our country with the Bible, but we will allow you to bring 5 chapters in. It was a strange hypothetical scenario, but for the sake of discussion, like, how would you narrow it down to 5 chapters? I knew some specific chapters that I would take, and there are some that are, by the way, all 5 that I would list are on our list of 52, of course. But there are 5 chapters that you're allowed to take. This would be one of them. Now, it's an odd choice. Somebody raise your hand. Why is this a chapter you think might, to some, be considered a wasted chapter if you have 5 chapters in the whole Bible? Somebody raise your hand and say why you think this one might be left off the list for some people. Yes, Colin. Okay, well, that's fair. A lot of people know it, but let's assume you're going to a country where nobody's ever heard the Bible. They've never read the Bible. You get 5 chapters, and you're like, man, how am I going to tell this? Why do you think this is one of them? Yes, Knox.
The 3 stories all have the same moral.
There's 3 stories that all have the same moral. Good. Somebody else. These are all right answers. That's great. No, I'm getting multiple answers. Yes.
There's not a lot about Jesus in it.
Do what?
There's not a lot about Jesus in it.
Okay, there's not a lot about Jesus in it. He's not mentioned in it except for the very beginning. These are both great answers. Yes. Who had one? Eli, you have one? Yeah.
There's so many other better chapters.
There's so many other chapters that have maybe more doctrine or more meat. Maddox, you had your hand up?
It's not a major event.
It's not a major event in the life of Jesus. Was there anybody over here that had their hand up that I missed? I mean, there's not a significant teaching, or it's not like a letter of Paul where he's telling you how to do things and how to live. It's just 3 stories. You're like, come on, why would you only share 3 stories? Jesus tells 3 stories. Why would you do that? It's a story about a lost sheep. You guys remember that? Hopefully you remember this series. If not, then I've failed, which I do often. The story of a lost sheep. And he starts off, and we'll look at it in just a minute. And then there's a story of a lost coin. He tells a story about a man who has a lost sheep and a woman who loses a coin. If you've never read this chapter, and my guess is there's got to be somebody in the room who says, I've never seen this. I don't know what you're talking about. You go back and read it. It's our chapter of the week. 7 days this week, at least 7 people in this room have been living with it. They've read it. They read it and underlined it because they sent me pictures of it. And then on Tuesday, they did something with it. We'll talk about in a minute. And then today, many of them shared it. And they sent me screenshots of their social media post, or their text to their teammates or classmates or to a friend, or art that they created. And then finally, Jesus shares a story of a lost son, the parable of the lost son. It's these 3 stories that really give you the heart of who Jesus is. And we talked about Henry Nouwen's book, The Return of the Prodigal Son. I just want to revisit a couple of quotes that we talked about when we looked at Luke, the 15th chapter. Nouwen says, I leave home every time I lose faith in the voice that calls me the beloved, and I follow the voices that offer a great variety of ways to win the love that I so much desire. Now, some of you in this room are like, you know what? I just don't know that I understand that. It takes a significant amount of spiritual maturity, I think, to really understand that, and certainly to admit that you've done it. Another quote from now, and we talked about in the fall. I'm beginning to see how radically the character of my spiritual journey will change when I no longer think of God as hiding out and making it as difficult as possible for me to find him, but instead as the one who is looking for me, meaning God, while I am the one doing the hiding. You spiritually mature. You take a step to maturity when you realize God's not that difficult to find. I may just be hiding from him, and I'm trying to make it to where he can't find me. Two quotes that we looked at. So, we're going to have to go through this kind of quickly. And here is the challenge. On Tuesday, you're supposed to read the text, and you're supposed to pray through it. That can mean reading it and then just praying and saying, God, thank you for giving me the Bible. I'm thankful for that book. That's fine. Or it could be reading it and then praying. Somebody says, I'm just praying now for my neighbors and my friends and all that. Praying is good. Praying, anybody's great. Praying through the text is something that some of you have probably never done before. So some of the guys that I was with the other night, I'm going to need you to be willing to stand up and just share the exact same answers that you shared. And you know who you are and you can share that. But I want other people, guys and girls. I'm going to break this down into very short, like 2 or 3 verses at a time. And here's what I need you to do. You're going to raise your hand. I'm not going to be able to call on everybody for everyone. So if I ignore you, it's not personal. I just can't get to everybody. I want you to word a prayer that might come from those 2 verses. Now you say, I don't get it. I'm not raising my hand because I have no idea what you're asking me to do. Some people are going to demonstrate it for you. And I want us to pray through Luke 15. If you came tonight to hear like a really, a hilarious message and get people up there and do funny things, we do that from time to time, and we'll do it in the future. This depends on you to say, what do you mean by praying through it? Like pray that I make it through it, or pray for the people in it, or I just want you to take every sentence. Some of you guys the other night, I want you to be ready to stand up and say, this is an example. And I don't want you to tell me the answer. I want you to say it as though you're praying. So you'll stand up and you'll say, a prayer might be, God let me, or God help me. I want you to word it as a prayer, okay? The assignment will get much more clear as we go, and some of you are going to get very good at this. And if you are even trying to be more spiritually mature in the room tonight, which may be true of a 7th grader or a 12th grader, or not true of either group, I don't know. Some of you are. This can potentially rock your world the way you read Scripture. If you're not ready for it, then it won't be, and you'll have to wait till you're older and more mature. And some people just aren't ready. That's fine. Here it is. Now, the tax collectors and sinners were all gathering around to hear Jesus, but the Pharisees and the teachers of the law muttered, this man welcomes sinners and eats with them. You guys remember that, right? You remember that from the series. We've gone through this. You're like, we did this. We didn't pray through it. So some of you guys that I was with the other night, would you mind raising your hand and saying, here's a prayer that I can pray just from verses 1 and 2? Because some of you are like, I'm still not sure what's going on. You're going to figure it out really easily. Who's willing to do that? Who'll do that? One of you guys from the other night. Who'll do it? Okay, stand up. And we don't have, I'm not going to pass around a mic. It's going to be very difficult to do that. But for people that are watching online at home, it is going to be tough. So I may try to come to you. Just, can I carry this one around? Mike, can I carry this around? The folks up front, you might get a mic. Not everybody will. But just tell us. What's the prayer? Dear God, what is it?
Let me not be scared to welcome sinners to eat with me.
Dear God, let me not be afraid to welcome sinners to eat with me. He's prayed one prayer. Somebody else that can say, even if you weren't the other night, say a prayer. Maddox, stand up. What's the prayer from verses 1 and 2?
Help me stray away from the people that already know you and not be ashamed to go talk with sinners even though people talk about me.
Yeah. You see 2 prayers already from the first 2 verses. Somebody could sit there and read that and pray and say, God, don't let me be influenced by the sinful people around me, but don't let them be turned off by me. Let me be the kind of person that draws sinful people to say, I want to eat with you. I want to know what's up with you. God, help me be that kind of person. Can I get one more person that sees a prayer in there that they could pray just from those first 2 verses? Yes, stand up, Charlie. Say it loud, because I'm not going to pass. The mic's going to take too much time. God, let me eat with you. That's great, because I'm a sinner, and just let me sit at a table with you. I love it. Anybody else? Anybody over here? Just give me one prayer. We got one more. Yes. Is that Jack? Jack, stand up.
Thank you for welcoming sinners like me to meeting with.
Yeah, God, thank you for welcoming. You welcome me. So if you welcome me, I've got to be able to welcome other people. So you understand the assignment now? You see, you're reading through the first 2 verses and you see the prayer and you're like, God, don't let me mutter. God, just don't let me mutter when I see people that are sinning. Don't let me mutter about other people's sin. God, let me gather around. I want to gather and be near to you whenever you're doing something. Now you're beginning to pray through the text. Now you know it. You can just slowly start putting your hands up as we go through. Then Jesus told him this parable. Suppose one of you has 100 sheep and loses one of them. Doesn't he leave the 99, goes to the open country and go after the lost sheep until he finds it? And when he finds it, he joyfully puts it on his shoulders and he goes home. Then he calls his friends and neighbors together and says, rejoice with me, I have found my lost sheep. I tell you that in the same way, there will be more rejoicing in heaven over one sinner who repents than over 99 righteous persons who do not need to repent. So now you just got the next story. There's lots of words in there, lots of sentences. I just want anybody to take any sentence and I want you to give us a prayer. God, let me, God, help me, God, make me, whatever it is. Just raise your hand and I need a few. I need a few of you, okay? Go quick.
God, help me find the lost sheep and bring them to you.
God, help me be the kind of person that goes after lost sheep. Somebody else, raise a hand. I need several ready to go. Each one, yes. Stand up if you don't mind. What a great prayer. God, help me to rejoice when lost people are found. Let me be a part of the party. God, don't ever let me say, I told you so, or don't ever let me say, it's about time, or God, don't ever let me be like, well, where have you been? God, let me rejoice when a lost sheep comes back. That's a great prayer. Yes, Michael.
Let me not be afraid to tell other people that I found this lost sheep and to show them my joy and just saying that it's found.
I love that one. He says he called on his friends. God, when I bring somebody back, when somebody comes back, let me call all my friends. Let me be the kind that says, hey guys, we've got to celebrate. There is good news here. That's a great prayer. Somebody else. One more. Colin, yes. Then we'll come to Jackson.
God, thank you for loving me even though I'm just one out of many.
God, thank you for loving me even though I'm just one out of many. You came and looked for me. Great prayer. Jackson, stand up. God, let me be willing to seek the good in somebody no matter what they've done and say, you are worth something to God. Great prayers. You guys following this now? You're now praying through the text. You can pray through any chapter that we do, any of our chapters. But you can imagine what an incredible prayer. This isn't just praying for your family and praying for your best friend. Please don't hear me to say those prayers aren't important. That's a really important way to pray. Spend a lot of your prayer time praying for your siblings and your parents and praying for your parents' marriage and praying for your best friends and their relationships and praying for people that are going to prom, that they will honor their dates when they go to prom, that they'll be safe, and pray for your teachers and pray for Ukraine. Pray for those things. But then just open the Word and just say, God, help me to be the kind of person that will go look for lost people. So let's keep going. Or suppose a woman has 10 silver coins and loses one. Doesn't she light a lamp, sweep the house, and search carefully until she finds it? And when she finds it, she calls her friends and neighbors together and says, rejoice, I found my lost coin. In the same way, I tell you, there's rejoicing in the presence of the angels of God over one sinner who repents. So you're like, okay, didn't we just do that? We just prayed all those prayers. Somebody see a different prayer in here? Let's get somebody that's not said one yet. Isaac? God, help me to look for what I've lost. Like if there's things that I've lost or people that are lost, help me to look for them until I find it. Like to search diligently. Great prayer. Somebody else, Alex.
Help me look for it and help me be a light and you be a light.
Yes, she lit a light. God, help me to shine a light because things that are in the dark can sometimes only be found when a light shows up. An incredible prayer. Good job. Somebody over here, give us another one. One more prayer that you see hidden in here that you can pray for yourself. Who's got one? Yes. What?
Help me to keep looking and not give up when I'm struggling to make it.
Help me to keep looking. Let me just keep looking. God, let me just imagine what the rejoicing in the presence of angels looks like when I've goofed and I come back to you. God, just give me a picture of what that must look like when I was a sinner and I came back and you rejoiced. Let me know what that looks like. Great prayers. Let's keep going. So then Jesus went on. He said, there was a man who had 2 sons. The younger one said to his father, Father, give me my share of the estate. So he divided his property. Not long after that, the younger son got together all he had. He set off for a distant country, and there he squandered his wealth in wild living. You all know the story. You know how it ends. You know what's coming up. Let's start over here. I need 3 prayers from this particular section. Somebody give us a prayer that you see hidden in here that we've not yet seen. Who'll pray one for us? Yes, Blake. God, let me think before I act. It's a great prayer. Do you see if you just made a list of these, you could make like 50 prayers just from Luke 15. I saw it, Slater. Yes. Oh, man. Help me not throw away the gifts of my Father. Let me not squander it. This is incredible. Finn, yes. God, help me not to value the things of the world more than you and get lost in them. It's great. Great prayer. Somebody over here. Yeah, Michael. Let me be content with what I have. Good. Heidi.
Help me have patience before I get reward.
Before you what? Yes, God, let me be patient. Don't just say, give it to me now. Let me be patient. I know that my reward is coming, but let me be patient. So many prayers. Adults, hopefully some of you are writing some down and you see just in that sentence, God, as you're looking through this, and these are some incredible prayers. I want to keep going. So after he had spent everything, there was a severe famine and he began to be in need. So he went and he hired himself out to a citizen of that country who sent him to his fields to feed pigs. And he longed to fill his stomach with the pods that the pigs were eating, but no one gave him anything. Let's just get 2 or 3 prayers to start over here on this time. Give me a prayer, somebody. Give me a prayer from this section right here. What's a prayer that you see? If I don't see your hand, just raise it up high. Anybody? Yes, Alexa. Yeah, God, let me persevere even when I feel like giving up. Let me come to you. Let's go. Let's have one. Cooper.
Let me long for you like this man longs for the food.
Yeah, God, I want to long for you the way this guy longed to be fed with pig food. Like I want my longing to be for things that are worth longing for. Great. Yeah, Maddie. God, let me be thankful for what I have so that I don't squander it and get rid of it and end up eating pig food. Yes, Emily. Lord, remind me of my worth even when I have messed up, Isaac. God, you fill me up when I'm empty. Do y'all see how incredible you all are doing with this? Like, this didn't surprise me. I knew, can you get 300 people on April 27th? I don't know. But can you do this? Yes. Let's look here. So when he came to his senses, he said, how many of my father's hired servants have food to spare? And here I am starving to death. I will set out, I'll go back to my father, and I will say to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I'm no longer worthy to be called your son. Make me like one of your hired servants. So he got up and he went to his father. Lots of prayers here. Somebody, what's a prayer that you could pray from this section right here? Helen. God, let me recognize the worth of what? The worth of my repentance. Good. I saw another hand over here. Yes, Wyatt. God, open my eyes and show me when I'm wrong.
Help me to come back to you even after I've messed up.
Yeah, God, let me just be willing to come back to you when I've messed up.
Lord, help me to be brave even when I mess up.
Lord, help me to be brave even when I'm humiliated over something I've done. Give me courage. Did I see it? Yeah, Dave. Give me a longing to go back to God because, God, I don't want to be too embarrassed to come back to you when I've messed up. Yeah, Eli. Let me be reminded, God, that I can always ask for help. Okay, let's get, right in the back. Yeah. Let me be open to you when I sin. We'll come back. You got one more? Go ahead. Give us one more. Let me see your plan. Let me act on it. You guys see that you're praying through the text. So as you're reading it, you're like, well, will this take forever? No, because you're not doing all of this. You're just praying through each verse, and you're trying to find a prayer in each verse. There's a prayer hidden in each verse. But while he was still a long way off, his father saw him, filled with compassion for him. He ran to his son, and he threw his arms around him, and he kissed him. And the son said to him, Father, I've sinned against heaven and against you. I'm no longer worthy to be called your son. 2 prayers from this one. There's lots of them. Anybody get one? Yes, Alexa. Yep, God, any step, any accomplishment is big. Yes, Ethan. God, let me just be open with my sins to you and tell you, Father, I've sinned against heaven and against you. Let me not be so arrogant to say I've done nothing wrong. Okay, these are great. Yes, Griffin. Say it again. Yes, help me to be the one that's waiting when people come back and be ready. That's great. Yes, Luke. Yes, God, thank you for being a father wrapping your arms around me, because what I've done is not worthy of having my arms wrapped around me, but you still do it anyway. Yes. God, thanks for seeking me. Last one, Cooper. Yeah, God, let me notice when people are a long way off and let me run to them, Lila. Help me not believe the lie that I am not worthy. Guys, these are incredible prayers. But the father said to his servants, quick, bring the robe and put it on him. Put a ring on his finger and sandals on his feet. Bring the fattened calf and kill it. Let's have a feast and let's celebrate. For this son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found. And so they began to celebrate. Somebody give me one prayer. Is there somebody that's not done one yet, Landon? Help me become alive in you again. Yes, Leah. Yeah, God, thank you for showing me where I was welcome and helping me convinced that I was, in fact, welcome there. Meanwhile, the older son was out in the field. When he came near the house, he heard music and dancing. So he called one of the servants and he asked him what was going on. Your brother has come, he replied, and your father has killed the fattened calf because he has him back safe and sound. The older brother became angry and refused to go in. So his father went out and pleaded with him. And he answered his father, look, all these years I've been slaving for you and I've never disobeyed your orders, yet you never gave me even a young goat so I could celebrate with my friends. But when this son of yours who has squandered your property with prostitutes comes home, you kill the fatted calf for him? Give me a prayer, David. Let me not be jealous of other people. Yes, great. God, let me be happy when people come back. God, let me welcome others. Man, you guys are just knocking this out, Lila. Help me to just work for the Lord alone. Okay, I want to celebrate like the angels do, Alexa. Yeah, let me rejoice and not be the kind of person that says to God, that person does not get grace because, God, you don't know what they did. Lots of other great prayers. Sorry, we can't get to all of them. My son, the father said, you are always with me, and everything I have is yours, but we've had to celebrate and be glad because this brother of yours was dead and is alive again, and he was lost and is found. So, you see how you pray through it, and you say, God, this is my story. Like, God, I did this. God, that thing I did last summer, I'm so ashamed of. And I was so embarrassed. And I didn't want to go back to church because if I did, I knew that he or she would be sitting there and say, ooh, look who's here. Look who shows up at church now. And God, I just couldn't bear that, so I didn't go. But God, I'm thankful for the people that were there and they came to the party. Because not everybody said that. There were people in the party. It wasn't just the dad. There was a party. So people celebrated. God, let me be a part of the party. You guys see the prayers you can pray? You see how easy it is to pray through a text? Now, I'm stuck in that weird place here because I know that I don't have time to do justice to the story that I wanted to tell you, but I can at least start it. And for those that are here next week, I can recap it just a little bit. But I want to remind you something that was told to me a long time ago, and I've heard many, many times before. You've heard this phrase before. Some of you probably need to get a picture of this and put it somewhere where you'll remember it. I'm not preaching at you, I'm just saying because it cut into my heart when I was making choices that I shouldn't make. Sin will take you farther than you ever expected to go. It'll keep you longer than you ever intended to stay. And it will cost you more than you ever expected to pay. And there's a lot of people in this room that can testify to that. You remember Sunday I talked about 3-2-1. I talked about 3-2-1. And quick quiz. I'll just tell you right now, I'm not going to have time to get into the whole story that I was going to unfold. I will have all the time next week to tell it. Who can raise your hand and tell me I know what the 3 is? In your own words, you can be wrong. What's the 3? You sit down with somebody and you say, okay, there's 3. What's the 3, Alexa? What are 3 significant spiritual events in your life? So if Alexa is sitting down with her friend Virginia, and let's imagine that Virginia is not somebody that goes to church, and she just says, hey, Alexa, I just noticed you've been really in a good mood lately. What's the deal? She goes, you know what? Let me just show you. She writes down 3, 2, 1. She goes, let me just tell you. I want to tell you about 3 significant events in my life, and I'm not going to go through these, but those are the ways. We said, these are the 3 things. Just pick these 3 and write them down, and then share those with somebody. What's the 2? Alex, what's the 2? Do what? Okay, two people that are spiritually strong. Share in your own life who are 2 people of spiritual influence that were influence, and write them a letter and let them know. And then tell your friend about them. Tell your friend about that person. And then the 1. What's the 1? Who can remember the 1? Anybody remember the 1? Alexa, you got it written down. Good. What is one significant decision that you made that was affected by your faith in Christ? Good job. Alexa's got some good notes there. So, I can set this up in 5 minutes, and I can do that quickly. And then we're going to have to close. Because what I want to do is talk about a trip that I went on. This is me and Dr. Rosser in 1994. And there we are. And there's another picture of us on the bus with Gonzo the Muppet hanging upside down. It's a great picture. I went on a mission trip to Miami with Brent, but not with Brent. Brent was a part of a Lipscomb group. I was a part of the University of Memphis. I got to do justice to this story. So I'm only going to get to a proper place, and then I'm going to stop, and it may be frustrating, or you may be put out of your misery, however you look at it. But it is a deeply personal story, and it's, if somebody needed more details, then I could sit down with you one-on-one and maybe do that later. But I can just tell you what happened to a certain point, and then we'll stop there. But in college, I had come out of a relationship that was one that needed to end. It was not a healthy relationship, and it's not solely because of the other person. I'm not blaming anybody. I'm taking all the responsibility. I made some decisions that I wasn't proud of. It wasn't a relationship that was God honoring. It wasn't one that was bringing me closer. We getting a weather alert that we need to pay attention to? Apparently, or maybe God is telling me to shut up. Okay, can somebody tell me, I need one adult to raise your hand and tell me, if you can tell me, yes, here's the situation. There's a tornado somewhere in this area. I don't need everybody to tell me. I need one person that knows what they're talking about to tell me. Mike's going to tell me what we got here.
I don't know that there's a tornado in the area, but we have about probably 20 minutes before really severe thunderstorms hit us.
All right, then that's what we're going to do. We're going to stop there, and I'll take that as maybe God saying, nope, not tonight. Hey, listen, Carrie. Whoa. Listen. Hey, no. Sit down. We'll fill this in. We'll fill this in next week. I'm gonna say a prayer for your safety, and then I want those of you. Hey, guys, hold on. No Sonic tonight. You guys need to head to your homes, and we want you to drive safely. Okay, and be in touch with your parents. God, keep us all safe as we head on back to our homes. God, please keep us safe. God, be with these vehicles. Be with the weather, and keep everyone safe tonight. And God, we give all of this to you. We ask for safety, we ask for intelligence and discernment, and we pray through Jesus' name, and we all say together, amen. You guys be safe. We'll do it more next week.